You're busy, pulled in 10 directions, and your mind keeps grabbing at problems you can't control. Instead of a history lecture, here's the promise: 5 Stoic rules you can use today. Follow them for a week and you'll feel less reactive, make cleaner decisions, and finish more of what matters. I'll get straight to the rules, then show you how to run them in real life. Most of life sits outside your control. Traffic, weather, market swings, other people's moods. Trying to manage all of it is like holding 100 corks underwater. One pops up, then another, and you end up exhausted with nothing to show for it. The Stoic move is to narrow attention to the small circle you truly command: your judgments, your words, and your actions. In a traffic jam, you can't clear the road, but you can unclench your jaw, slow your breathing, and use the time to rehearse a conversation or listen to something that steadies you. When a sharp email lands, you can't edit their tone, but you can decide to respond later, briefly and respectfully, once your temper cools. There is always a space between stimulus and response. Choose inside that space and you reclaim energy for choices that actually change outcomes. Your own choices. Amor fati means love your fate. It doesn't ask you to enjoy pain. It asks you to accept reality quickly so you can act effectively. The obstacle becomes the path. What blocks you also trains you. When something hard arrives, a delayed payment, a missed opportunity or an injury, name the facts without sugarcoating them. Identify what remains in your control and take the next right step. Build this muscle with small voluntary hardships: a cold shower, a tough workout, or a deliberate pause before answering criticism. Each rep teaches your mind, I can handle discomfort. For larger trials, hold 2 ideas at once. Face the brutal facts and keep the unshakable belief that you'll prevail in the end. That tension, honesty about the present and faith in the future, keeps you out of denial and away from despair. Acceptance isn't approval. It's choosing to stop arguing with reality long enough to change what you can. Feelings are loud and immediate. Values are quiet and steady. Discipline gives your values a microphone. Decide who you are before the moment arrives. I keep promises to myself. I train even when it rains. I tell the truth, especially when it's awkward. Identity outlasts motivation. Then remove daily negotiations with bright lines. Simple rules you follow automatically. No phone in the bedroom. No social scroll before work. No sugar on weekdays. When the rule is bright, you stop spending willpower on "should I?" and start spending it on doing the work. Build small rituals that trigger action. The same chair, the same mug, a playlist that means begin. When you slip, reset immediately. Not tomorrow or next week, but the next minute. One clean step in the direction of your values restarts momentum. Adversity trains toughness. Gratitude trains perspective. Without gratitude, your mind hunts threats and flaws. With gratitude, it also notices gifts. Same day, different lens. Make it a practice, not a mood. Each morning, write 3 specific things you're grateful for. For example, the way sunlight hits the kitchen table or a message that arrived at the right time. On rough days, try 30 seconds of negative visualization. Imagine briefly losing something you love. Then return to the present and feel it with fresh eyes. Speak gratitude out loud to people. Name what they did and how it helped. Appreciation strengthens relationships and softens your own rough edges. Gratitude isn't denial of pain. It's balance. You can hold sorrow in one hand and thanks in the other, and still move forward with a clearer head. Making these self-improvement videos means reading tons of books, which takes time. That's where today's sponsor, Shortform, saves the day. It's been my go-to non-fiction summary app for years because it goes beyond quick summaries. You get a crisp one-page overview of a book's core ideas in minutes, plus smart commentary, links to related concepts across other titles, and interactive exercises to lock it in. Shortform also covers more than books, article and podcast guides, and a browser extension that can summarize everything on the internet with one click. With over 1,000 titles across self-improvement, business, tech, and more, you can learn faster for the price of one book a month. Use my link, shortform.com/Art of Improvement, for a free trial and 3 months off the annual subscription. The world shouts more. Stoicism whispers, enough. Enough isn't quitting. It's sanity. Define enough in writing. Income to cover essentials. Time to care for your health. Space for the people you love, or work aligned with your values. When you reach it, stop moving the goalposts. Trade status games for skill games. If your job pays well, but corrodes your well-being, test your assumptions. Do you need everything you're buying with that stress? Could you live a little smaller to live a lot freer? Velvet handcuffs are still handcuffs. Build a daily stillness practice. 5 quiet minutes of breathing. A short walk without headphones. A page of journaling, so you can hear the wiser voice beneath the noise. Your reputation lives outside you, but your character lives inside you. Character is the part you control. Make it sturdy and let outcomes follow. Begin before the world grabs you. Write a 1-sentence intention. Today, I'll control my judgments and my actions. List the 1 to 3 moves that matter most. Then block them on your calendar. When friction hits, as it always does, run the Stoic sequence. Accept reality. Own your response. Act on what matters. If anger spikes, shrink the moment. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. A longer exhale tells your body to stand down, so your thinking brain can drive again. If anxiety rises, zoom out. Will this matter in a week? In a year? If yes, take 1 concrete step. If no, release it. When you crave approval, check motives. Am I doing this to be seen or to be useful? Choose useful. It lasts longer and feels cleaner. Run a 1-week experiment to prove this to yourself. Day 1. Draw 2 columns. Outside my control and inside my control. Fill them ruthlessly and act only on the second list. Day 2. Write 1 bright line rule and follow it all day with no exceptions. Perhaps no phone until after my first deep work block. Day 3. Practice a minute of negative visualization and then write 3 fresh gratitudes. Feel the contrast. Day 4. Choose a small, deliberate discomfort. A cold shower. A hard conversation. A task you've avoided. And do it. Day 5. Perform 1 quiet act of service with no announcement and no tallying of credit. Day 6. Carve 1 hour of deep work with your phone in another room and notifications off. Protect it like a meeting with someone important, because that person is you. Day 7. Review. Where did you control what you could? Where did you waste energy on what you couldn't? Keep the practice that moved the needle most and add 1 more next week. You don't choose every event, but you always choose your response. That choice is where your freedom lives. Focus on what you can control so your energy isn't wasted on what you can't. Meet adversity with clear eyes and a steady hand, letting obstacles train you instead of shrink you. Build self-discipline with bright lines and rituals so your values speak louder than your moods. Practice gratitude so your perspective stays broad and your relationships stay warm. Choose inner peace over endless chasing so your definition of enough anchors you in a noisy world. Run the 7-day sprint and let the results teach you. A calmer, stronger life doesn't need perfect circumstances. It needs a repeatable response. Start today.